Hey friends, you're about to watch 3 epic videos that Tommy Andreasen is going to explain about Mr. E, the whole backstory, and you're going to see some animatic stuff that LEGO did. It's amazing and awesome. And a lot of the times I forget to mention that I actually have a store. At the end of the video, there'll be a little blue icon to click on to go to my store. If you want, it's prints from people like Tommy actually, and then I sign it and personalize it and send it to you. It's a way to support my YouTube channel. I don't do Patreon and all that stuff. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to buy one of those, awesome. If not, just sub to me because I like friends. Okay, enjoy the video. Hi friends, welcome to Brent Miller Voice. I'm Brent Miller. This is Tommy Andreasen. He is one of the creators for Ninjago. He works for LEGO. And where's your hat? I was going to say you always wear a really cool hat.
Sorry.
And he wears a cool hat.
And now you see I'm sitting on a pillow, so I'm as tall.
Don't say that, man. Well, here's the deal. There's a backstory to Season 8 Ninjago with Mr. E, which was supposed to be Echo Zane, but then in the end, that idea was cancelled. Okay, and it was due to story reasons. Tommy's going to explain that in a little more detail. Then we're going to look at 3 deleted animatic scenes of a fight sequence, basically between Zayn and Mr. E doing the dialogue, where I'm actually both people talking to each other and fighting myself, which is something I do every day.
Yeah, we wanted to see what does Brent work as a bad guy, and then we kind of dropped the idea. We are coming up with this season called Sons of Garmadon, and we're actually, this was a very elaborate process where we basically, myself, Tommy Kalmar, the marketing leader of Ninjago, the Hegemans and Break and Shoot were up in a kind of house on this Holiday Hills for the Hollywood Hills for a week where we were working on this, while also kind of planning Hunted. So all these ideas were running around, and during that week we kind of laid out the very rough beats for Sons of Garmadon. Actually down to a certain amount of details, but there were some things that were never quite, settled in that. Which is also very fun for me, because then when we get the scripts, there are still surprises in them. Right. So I knew where the story was going, and we knew all about the Harumi thing and the reveals. All that was settled. We also had this character called Mr. E that, again, it's just a pun-based thing. He's a guy behind the visor of a motorcycle helmet, and he's a mystery. Who is he? That was just the basis of that idea. But we never really got to touch upon who was he, or would we ever really reveal his identity. Then we get the script for episode 78, and I'm reading through it. Oh, there's this fight scene. I know this was happening, this was happening, this was happening. Then we get to the end of it, where they both crash. They're at the edge of this ravine, and then the bad guy, Mr. E, turns around. His crash helmet has fallen off, and this is where we see it's Echo Zane. This was the first time I learned about it. So reading the script there is just like, what? Jeez.
So you didn't know it was Echo Zane originally?
No, I didn't know.
Oh,
I know
okay.
when I read the script, it was like, it's Echo Zane? Oh. Those insane brothers.
Oh, the Hegemans were pushing that idea through without you knowing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the thing, and I think that's probably the first video we should see, because that idea it was allowed to live for quite a while actually. So we took this into animatic, and we took it into blocking, and it was a thing for several episodes.
Yeah.
While this, we were always debating, does this make sense at all? Right. In the context of Sons of Garmadon, the story, how did Echo Zane get here? How did he get so powerful that he can now beat up Zane? Right. So there's all these little things that's going around in the background where we're trying to figure out, does this make sense, and how will we come up with this reveal? And then ultimately we had to drop it, but we can probably get into the details of that.
And the Hegemans told me when they came up, they said, "Oh, sorry, man, we're changing direction because with this story arc, it just wasn't giving it. There's not enough attention on that. That would be a really big story part, but there's so much going on in Sons of Garmadon already." They said. But interesting for me though, was they didn't want me to do. They wanted me to just do like a Zane, like a lower smooth voice. They didn't want me to do Echo Zane's voice, which actually was higher and goofier than Zane.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. We'll comment after.
You're the quiet one, aren't you? You're the one in charge. I brought you in. I trusted you. Who are you? Who are you? You're... Hello, brother.
That's intense.
This is a bit creepy.
And in this one you see Mr. E talks to Zane.
Yes.
Which she doesn't do in the final show at all.
He just talks backwards.
Yeah, but there's no like real voice or anything.
Yeah.
So obviously this is playing into the mystery of, oh, he doesn't say anything. He must be the quiet one, but then he speaks, so then he's not the quiet one, and then
Right.
it's revealed, bam, there it is, Echo Zane. I was pretty baffled when I read the script, and and it wasn't a favorite idea of mine, because I think it raised too many questions. But
Right.
and Tommy Kalmar and I was discussing this a lot on the Lego part of it, but it was also one of those, okay, we'll let the idea have its chance.
Right.
Let's see how this evolves. So the Hickmans kept writing the script as if Mr. E was Echo Zane.
Did they know that you were maybe not gonna go with it?
Well, it's always a dialogue, so
Right.
we never force our writers to do anything that they don't want to do. So it was like, okay, here's the issues we see with this.
Yeah.
If you're able to sort out these issues, we're perfectly fine with it.
Why didn't you change the name?
Oh,
Why you said Mr. E? That kind of.
Mr. E was never really necessarily Echo Zane. It was just mystery.
So originally it was Mr. E.
Yeah.
Even when it, and then the Hageman said, "Let's make it Echo Zane. Tommy will never figure it out until he reads it." And then he went, "What?"
So the next one is the same thing as we've just seen.
Yeah.
However, now it's taken into 3D, rough 3D, but you can see some simplifications in there. Like there's less dialogue and
There's less dialogue.
Yeah, in this version I think there's less dialogue. It's been a while since I watched it.
Okay, well let's watch it and see.
You're the quiet one, aren't you? You're the one in charge. Who are you? Who are you? You're...
How come I don't say hello, brother?
Oh, look how efficient this is.
Oh,
So he doesn't say the thing about the quiet one, and he doesn't say the thing about the brother. But it's
Right.
it's just all visual.
So you take a script, have the actors put their heart and soul into it, and then chop it down and use that.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, it actually does that does look really awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, I think all the stop motion people and the people that are in animation right now and drawing are appreciating the stages of animation. Like, this is really cool.
Super rough, but you can see all the cameras and the
Yeah.
movement. But maybe we should to talk a little about the complication of something like this in the story, because obviously one of the things with Sons of Garmadon and with any episode or season of Ninjago is we want to make sure that this is something that is also good for a new audience.
Right.
And something like Echo Zane is such a small thing in a season, which is like season 6 Skybound, which is a while ago. So it's really, without a lot of explanation, will people, newcomers, even understand what this concept is?
Right.
That Zane has a brother. It's obviously very, very cool for fans of the show to get something like that, but it is kind of, it is fan service and not much else. Because as soon as you do something like this, then there's the question, okay, why is Echo Zane now so cool that he can beat up Zane? Last time we saw him, he was a piece of scrap in the lighthouse.
Yes, he was, but he did have some pretty awesome kung fu moves that he went up the wall and everything.
Yeah, but he's clearly a kind of not a prototype,
Yeah.
but a simpler version of Zane. But as we'll see in the next clip, he totally owns Zane's keister in that clip. So, you know, you get the question is like, okay, so how did he get here?
Yeah.
Who upgraded him? And now Zane doesn't have any knowledge of Skybound because it was undone. Only Jay and Nia remembers that. So him getting the information in a scene like this would massively affect the story of Sons of Garmadon, because this is something he would tell the other ninja. Then Jay and Nia would have to come clean about it, tell all the other ninja, and then that whole thing about a timeline that was undone becomes a major thing. So you can see something like that can really, really derail a story, which is Sons of Garmadon has a very, very tight focus in one direction. And then something like this, which is maybe information that is unknown to a lot of the new viewers, comes in there. And that has to be explained, and that takes time. And then what do we have to take out? So it's all those things. But the idea that Echo Zane was Mr. E was something that was allowed to live for another 3 or 4 scripts in the script writing.
Yeah, I think it was episode 5 I found out that the idea is dead.
Yeah, this was heavily discussed on our side, and we discussed it with Hageman. So, you know, if you're gonna stick with this idea, how are you gonna pay it off? How are we gonna be able to pay it off?
Right.
And then once we got to the resurrection of Lord Garmadon and Echo Zane is apprehended, there was like, okay, this is definitely where everyone would learn that Echo Zane is Mr. E. Because we could put something in the story like after that fight we were about to see.
We're about to see an epic fight.
Yeah, that Zane has lost his memory, so he wouldn't be able to tell anyone about it. But then, you know, seeing it, then we would have to see it when Mr. E is apprehended, and then that story about Skybound is suddenly becoming a plot in this one.
So basically, from all the plot lines from all the separate seasons, they're all entwined to make that decision.
Yeah.
So we set up this clip here of the epic fight.
And this is a good one. And I would say this scene is actually better than the one that is in the actual show. It's super intense, it's super personal. I think you're doing a heck of a job here.
Well, thank you, Tom.
But you can also see, this would be a problem for the rest of the season.
So here it is, Zane versus Mr. E.
You look like me. You're a ninjroid, a discarded replica, an experiment left to rust. My father, he made you at first, but it was the quiet one who remade me. Now I'm the more advanced model. Let's see how you like it, brother. I won't fight you! Then you will fall. Your reaction time is slow. Your tactics predictable. The outcome inevitable. You don't have to do this. I know. How does it feel, brother, to be the obsolete one? It's me, Quiet One. The trap has been set.
Oh, you get the chills from that music.
That's pretty cool, man. What was the he looked like he had sweat, or was it ice? He tried like an ice power or something, and then it...
Oh, that's Zane is beating on Mr. E and
Okay.
freezing him over, and then the idea was that he uses his circuitry to overheat himself, so he kind of nullifies Zane's elemental power. Because
Okay.
Mr. E and Echo Zane would not have elemental powers.
That was really cool. I really hope you guys appreciate that. Any last thoughts on the whole Mr. E thing? Can we put it to rest that it's not Echo Zane for sure, but it was a cool idea.
But you know, Echo Zane is one of like the guilty spots on my conscience, because we know he's sitting there alone in a lighthouse. He's got his little robot with him. Jay and Nia knows.
Yeah.
And as some people will have seen in March of the Oni, there's also hints that some other people knows now. So it's one of those things where, you know, at some point when it really fits a story, that's something that we would like to return to.
Bring them back!
But it needs to be done right. I would say this was really done right. It was just like the wrong time to do it.
Wrong time to do it, yeah. Alright guys, if you like this, please hit that like, subscribe if you're, you haven't done that sort of thing. Follow me and Tommy on social media stuff so you get the right information about Ninjago. Have a fantastic day, and
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I would just say something like this. It's really to the benefit of the Hagemans and the cooperation and we've had with them, collaboration, with the Ninjago team and Tommy Calamar and myself, and how these things kept getting stirred in a pot because there's so much knowledge about Ninjago between us, so it's really pulling on those strings from the past. That's the biggest joy with Ninjago.
So you care, Tommy, you really do care!